Are you always coming up with ideas? Do you marvel at successful business owners? Do you hate being told what to do? Ever take things apart just to see how they work? Are you a dreamer? If you've answered yes to any of these questions, this podcast is for you. Welcome to the Entrepreneurial Enclave with Kevin Wortham, the podcast that focuses on building, maintaining, pivoting, planning, and investing in you, the entrepreneur. But first, a word from our sponsor.
Pro Tapes and Specialties is the world leader in tape manufacturing and specialty conversion with over 40 years of experience. In addition to our pro brand of high-quality specialty adhesive tapes, we provide contract converting services that help improve your profitability, streamline your supply chain, and reduce inventory cost. We offer the most complete range of converting capabilities in the industry, such as cloth tape, double-coated tape, specialty tape, paper tape, masking tape,
vinyl tape, carton sealing tape, adhesive transfer tape, duct tape, foam tape, electrical tape, filament tape, foil tape, reflective tape.
And the tape just keeps on rolling. Visit us online today at www.protapes.com or call us at 800-345-0234. Pro Tapes, it's just how we roll.
Welcome to another fantastic episode of the Entrepreneur Enclave, Life's Coming Attraction. I am your host, Kevin Wortham. I am so happy. I am fortunate when I can get former students to come on the platform with me. Jocina, welcome. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I am great. So the first thing that comes to my mind is how you were a superstar standout. I want to say, and correct me if I'm wrong, was that 3 years ago when we had the high school program at the College of New Jersey?
Yes.
You were, I must commend you. You were a superstar. I could always look to you to have your homework done, to be inquisitive, and to also be sitting in the front of the class, and to also just be a cheerleader for other folks. So give us an update. What have you done so far? What are you doing so far?
So I recently enrolled into a college called the One Night Hope College in Philadelphia, PA.
Yes.
I did have to come home with some personal stuff, but I'm still running my business from home and still doing bake sales almost every other week.
Wow. So are you still home now?
Yes.
Okay. So I gotta do better. So let's say that again. So you're running your business every week now.
Mm-hmm.
And what does your business consist of?
All baked goods, which is pastries, cakes, cupcakes, danishes, pretzels, anything in that matter. And I do special orders. So if you would like, say if a customer comes up, it's like, can you do this? I'll make it for you.
Okay. This is fantastic. And so how much lead time do you need to have in order to make some of these delicious treats?
So when I usually do my sales, I do them the night before.
Okay.
If I'm doing it just for an event.
Yes.
But if I'm doing a special request, I do it that day and have it delivered that day. So when I'm doing like a sale for like a holiday,
yes,
I do it the night before. But if a customer has a special request, I would do it that day and deliver it that day.
Okay. Now, first of all, I must publicly apologize. I did not know you were home, and there had been some events where we solicited, we supported, other folks. So I would love to support you going forward. And my apologies, please. So please forgive me. All right. So let's let's do the first thing. Why or how did you develop this passion for baking?
So I initially went to a baking and dining school. It's a tech school, and that was one of the programs. And I kind of fell in love with it because it helped with I had a lot of anxiety. I had a lot of things going on in my life at the time, and that was more like a distraction for me. So it really helped me cope with my anxiety.
Yes.
So after that, when you invited me to do the summer program, I was like, yes, a way to get my business out there and to, adapt to more stuff, adapt to new customers, learn and absorb even more.
Okay.
So schooling was a big part of that.
Now let me stop you and let's share with the audience in full disclosure. You do have a superstar brother, my
Yes.
man. He's a grown man now, and please forgive me. I still call him Tick.
A lot of people still do.
Yeah, that's my man, Tick, but his real name is Trayvon.
Mhm.
And he started the MOB program. He was our superstar for many, many years. Graduated, went into the Navy. And
Mhm.
then I think for 2 summers, he was my assistant while we did the program at the College of New Jersey. And now I
Mhm.
believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, he's doing his collegiate or collegial studies at Rider University, correct?
Correct. And he said
Fantastic.
if he ever has like a bump in the road and he hits rock bottom, he said he told me that he's so glad that he can start his business once
Yes.
again and have that to have something to fall back on.
Yes,
So.
fantastic. Now, again, in full disclosure, I met you when your brother was doing his
Mhm.
market fairs. You were his little assistant.
Yes, I was.
And I remember the first time I asked you when you were of age to participate in the program, you were like, I am not participating in that. And then here we are some years later, you actually became our superstar. So I think that entrepreneurship is in your family. What do you think?
Yeah, it is.
Wow. Yeah. So now what do you think about the whole journey to being an entrepreneur? What do you like about that journey?
I think it's a great experience. I think it's a way to get more info on if you want to open and run your own business. I
Yes.
think it's a great opportunity. It's a great learning experience. And even if you're not, like, take it from me, if you're a person that's like shy and have anxiety and don't think this is your thing, just give it a shot because these people will make you feel comfortable
Okay.
and they won't let you do anything unless you're comfortable with it. And that's what I love about being a young entrepreneur because
Yes.
it's the experience and everybody makes you feel comfortable.
Now let me ask this question. Why baking and not cooking?
Let's see. When I was about 8 years old,
Yes.
I started to cook but didn't like it. And then when I got really upset when I started to bake and I burnt my first cake.
Got you.
So that was more like I don't really like to mess up stuff. So
Okay.
that was like, oh, I'm gonna get this right. I'm gonna get this right. I'm gonna achieve this. So I baked another cake and it came out perfectly and that's when I was like, okay, this is my thing. I found my calling.
Okay. All right. Now, 5 years from now, are we looking to where are you 5 years from now with the
5 years
business?
from now, I'll see myself opening up a small business with a food truck for my baking business.
Oh, that's new. Why the food truck as opposed to a brick and mortar?
Only because I want to start off small so I can build into. Because apparently, I met someone who actually wants to go in business with me, and
Yes.
we want to have like a restaurant,
Okay.
but we're both not there yet.
Okay.
So it's kind of like we want to start small and then work our way up.
Okay. Now okay, I'm not the smartest man in the world, but you said apparently. So does that mean that he doesn't know that you met him? You said apparently.
We have met. We have
Okay.
met. We talked about it.
Okay. What's so funny about that was if you Google Ellen DeGeneres, right? I love her. There was an episode where this guy was 6 years old, and that was the word that he knew. Apparently. So when you said apparently I met someone, I'm like, does he not know that you met him, or vice versa? But that's cool. That's cool. Yeah.
It was on social media.
Got you. Okay. Got you. So the thing I guess I want to ask you is, what were some of the challenges that you had to face in becoming an entrepreneur or overcoming being an entrepreneur?
Well, like I said, one of them was public speaking
Yes.
and having anxiety to that. The second thing was it was really hard for me to get more people to listen or more people to buy from me.
Yes.
And I think part of that was because I was down playing myself.
Got you.
And my mom was like, you need to show your skills. You need to get out there. You need to, like, start going to people and giving you your business cards and doing that. So when I started that, I gained a lot more people to, know me.
Yes.
And that's how I overcome it. Like, I just got out there, and that was not easy.
Yeah. So we're saying now there's quiet confidence about you that you're showcasing. I love it. Now,
and that's the one thing I love about it, because it's like, it taught me to be more confident. It
Yes.
really does teach you to be more confident in yourself.
Okay. Now you're in the program. Did we do a considerable good job when it came to the business plan, and how important was the business plan for you?
It was very important only because the business planning is the root of your business. This is
Yes.
about, where do you see your business going at? What kind of customers do you want to attract? What do you want to achieve in the future? What are your long-term and short-term goals?
Yes. I love it.
And that was important to me, because those are things I never even thought of when I started baking from scratch. And they were just not even in it. It makes you think about a lot of stuff.
Got you. So now, while you're in school, you're concentrating most of your energy on baking.
Yes.
Okay, and so help me out now. Baking also includes dessert items, right? Like
Yeah.
like you could do pastries, right?
hmm
Okay, cool. I like that. Well, no, I love that. And sometimes I have to be careful with desserts, because I'm like a binge dessert eater. Like, so
Well, that's why in my business, I try to do sugar-free. I do
Oh.
sugar-free treats. I
Yes.
do keto diet treats. So people have options. I don't ever want my customers to be like, oh, your stuff is too sweet. When they have an option to say, I'm a diabetic,
Yes.
how about let's do sugar-free? Because I'm a diabetic myself.
Okay.
So if I went to a pastry or a bakery and they didn't have sugar-free, I'd be pretty upset. So why not have that option for other people with those disabilities and diseases,
Now on your now you're gluten free as well?
Yeah. hmm
Now on your business card, on your flyer, do you spell that out?
No, but it is on my business plan.
Okay.
So I do have to, I have to order some more business cards. So I'm glad you brought that up.
Yes.
But that will be on my business card.
I love that. Now, when someone is gluten free, or when you you do something for keto, right? Am I saying it correct? Keto?
hmm Keto, yes.
Are we missing any of the flavor?
No.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
So what
It tastes the same,
okay.
but it also is really good for you.
But what are you using as a substitute?
So there's different sweeteners and different flours you can use
Okay.
depending on the person. So if there was one time I made a cheesecake for my boyfriend's family,
Yes.
and they, he was diabetic. So I used monk fruit sweetener, which is a sweetener just for, diabetics. So
Yes.
his sugar won't go up and won't go down. It'll stay the same in the range where it should be. And he can eat sweets all the time.
Wow. I love that. And so you had to discover all of this on your own when you went into the business.
Yeah.
Okay, I love it. So now, typically, what is your favorite request that folks are
My
calling you
favorite
for?
request would be my pumpkin bread and my caramel apple pie. People absolutely love that.
pumpkin bread. I never heard of that.
hmm
Wow.
It's a quick bread,
Okay.
and it has pumpkin, cinnamon, nutmeg, brown coal. What else? Of course, sugar, but I can make that sugar free too. So, like I
Yes.
said, I have options.
Oh, I love it.
It's really good.
I love it. Now, what would you say to a young person that's looking to start a business? What would you say to a young person that needs the motivation?
I'll say start small, do
Yes.
a little bit of brainstorming,
Yes.
and then if you have, your doubts, don't doubt yourself. Talk to people, talk around. I advise people to go to you for advice.
Well, thank you, and I'm certainly humbled by your kind words. Thank you.
My thing is, don't be afraid. Don't doubt yourself.
Yes.
Do your research. Research is very important.
Yes.
And don't give up even when you feel like somebody's shooting you down.
I appreciate that. Well done. Now, I've got to put you on the spot now. I got to put you on the spot. You ready? So here we go. Have you gone back to your old high school or your old middle school to kind of share with the young folks who you are and what you had to overcome? Have you shared with that? Have you done that? Have you considered that?
Have I what? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
I said, have you gone back to your old high school or have you gone back to your old middle school to kind of talk to the young students, kind of share with them who you are and what you had to overcome?
No, I haven't. And I do think that's something I should definitely do.
Yes.
It would inspire younger ones.
Because here's the thing now. Here's the thing. I think, and who cares about what I think, but I think what I think is important. You are a superstar, right? And what would it look like if you are in front of your former peers, right? Just sharing with them some of the challenges that you had to go through. Because a lot of times young folks think that they're in this island or on this island by themselves, and they don't know that other folks have dreams and desires similar to them. And sometimes they don't know that you have to overcome some of the things. So I think you standing in front of them sharing, I'm an entrepreneur, I had to overcome this, I'm overcoming this, but you too can be here standing alongside me. I think that would be powerful, and I'm going to encourage you to do that. Listen, you're my superstar. I don't care who says that you're not. You're my superstar. I think that you are. So I think that's what you should do. We need more people like you at the forefront.
Absolutely, and I'm going to definitely work towards that because I have a few people who want to see where I'm at right now.
Yeah, and then when you go, right, take a few snacks with you so that they can kind of taste your treats, right? And of course the business cards, right? You got to have the business cards all the time. Okay, here we go. Next question, right? So if you had to do something all over again within your business, what would you do over differently?
Good question. I think one thing I would do all over again would be my business, plan.
Yes.
Only because when I was making it, I feel like I could have gone a little deeper in my backstory. I could have brought some more things out, and I could have, made it better.
Yes.
So that would be one of the things I will do all over again. Just start from there and just figure out what I can do to make this sound better. Because there's a lot of things I had to add to my business plan today in order to make it sound better. So I feel like I would have been better off back then, making it the right way then, than having it like this now.
Well, the great news is the business plan is a living, breathing document that I encourage folks to take a look at every 6 months and sometimes every 3 months. So you still have time to go back to put some more final touches because nothing is really final until you say you want this business no longer. But I would say whenever you find the time, go back and look at, where you are and what can you do better? What are some of the things that you can change now that you know more and you know better, right? So I think that you could. I would say whenever you find the time to go back to look at the business plan again. All right. Now here's my next thought. How important, I don't know if you've done this, how important was it for you to have a mentor and to do an internship? How important is that for you?
Oh my gosh, that was life-changing for me.
Okay.
So being an intern was getting me more knowledge of how the food industry is.
Yes.
How it's going to be like. It helps prepare me more. It's okay, it's not really like how I thought it was.
Yes.
It's, like I said, the experience is always key.
Got you. All right. Now, a dream question. Who would you like to bake for? Who's a famous person you would like to bake for?
I don't know if you've seen him. I forget his name all the time, but the guy from Cake Boss from the show.
Yes.
I would love to bake for him.
Okay.
He's like my idol.
Okay. Now, why is he your idol?
It's just the amazing things he can do with cakes and how he performs, and I don't know. It's just something about him.
Okay. Now, does he have like a Facebook or Instagram page?
He has both, and he has his own show too, so he's out there.
Okay. Do you follow him on Instagram?
Yes.
I would keep following him, and at some point, right, drop him a note.
I tried to inbox him
to
see if I can get his email.
Yes.
But no response. He's a famous guy, so
Well, listen, I'm famous. You're talking to me, so it can happen. Okay, it can. It can happen, right? It's all about, what do we call it? Perseverance. Perseverance,
Mhm.
right? It may not happen this week, but it's going to happen. We don't know when. You persevere, like you've done so. I remember again, because I think I met you. You were precocious, maybe 4 or 5 years old. Your mother can answer that better. And you were following your brother around, and at that time you were a superstar then, right? But it took you some years to realize that this was the path for you. So it was just us persevering, and me asking your mother, "Is your daughter ready? Is your daughter ready?" And then one day
Mhm.
I remember, I think the first time I bumped into you, boy, you gave me this look like, man, if you don't get away from me, I am not thinking about entrepreneurship. I think this might have been your 8th grade or 9th grade, right? You were like,
Yes.
man, I don't want no parts of entrepreneurship. So I kind of left you alone. And then I think your
It was more
junior,
of like being nervous because I knew I had to public speak, and with
got
my
you.
anxiety, I just didn't think I can handle it. But like, I'm really glad that I did it because it really did help me overcome that.
and,
So
and I'm so glad that you did. And you see what happened when you did it. You had this background information because of your brother's participation that the other students didn't have, and you just
mhm.
excelled tremendously. See, so you were a superstar, but you didn't even know it, right? So that's why I love you so much. All right, fantastic. Okay, so let's do this. Any shout outs that we want to give to people while we've got you on the podcast? Anything you want to say to
I do
anyone?
want to shout out to my brother Trayvon.
Yes,
I want to shout out to my mom.
yes,
I want to shout out to the business entrepreneurs. You know, yourself,
yes.
Doc. I forget his name.
Who?
I can't remember his name, but he came to. He was the owner of Former Mills.
Oh, you're talking about Rick Foreman.
Yes. Shout
Yes,
out to him
yes.
because you guys were a big impact of where I am today.
Oh my God, fantastic! He would love to hear that. So when we drop this episode, I'm going to tag him in it. And matter of fact, I'm gonna talk to him about you. That's wonderful. He would love to hear that. Yeah.
He's awesome.
Yes, he
Like
is.
I was like literally when you had announced that he was coming, I was like, no way.
Yes, yes, yes. And you know what? He has been, not only has he been a big supporter of the program, but he's been a big supporter of funding our program. So I know
Yes.
that the year that you were involved, he had single-handedly funded that program, and for that I am so ever indebted to him and his commitment to entrepreneurship and to the program. And so we're going to continue to work together and see what else we can think of that will help young folks.
Absolutely. That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
and also shout out to CJ Madden.
Who? Who? CJ?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. You're talking about that other goofy guy. No, that's my boy. That's my partner in crime. You talking about CJ Meaning? Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay. I said his last name wrong.
yeah. Because you said, I thought you were talking about Steve Madden. I'm like, no, okay, CJ Meaning. That's my man. Shout out to you, brother
Yeah.
Steve. See, yeah. So again, it was probably 5 or 6, maybe even 7 years ago, we started to use his curriculum, and that gave us another
Wow.
push to exposure, right? Because I like his curriculum because his curriculum at that time was one that would grow with you. So I'm indebted to him and his service as well. All right, now
Yeah,
now
those
now,
two men inspired me to the max.
absolutely, absolutely, and I know they're going to listen to that and be proud of you. Now, one of the things we got to circle back around and we got to talk about your mother. Your mother now is a superstar too now,
Oh,
because
yes, he is.
when you talk about entrepreneurship or the entrepreneur experience for young folks, if it's not for the parents, you guys can't do that, because you need to go
Mm-hmm.
to and fro. You need the transportation, right? Sometimes you need the
Mm-hmm.
guidance. Sometimes you need the late night hours when you're putting together your stuff for the business plan, for the market fair. So shout out to your mother, man, and shout out to all the parents, but particularly your mother, because you're on the show, for just supporting you in all of your fantastic efforts. This is wonderful.
Mm-hmm. She's
Any
the one who inspired me to do this. So Big shout out to her.
Absolutely. Now, any other advice you would want to give to a young person who's considering going down the path of entrepreneurship?
My advice to those who are going down that path
Yes.
is to, like I said before, don't be afraid. People are always going to want to judge. And be aware, something that I have never been aware of, that I am now today, be aware of your competitive advantage. That is very, very important.
Yes. Yes. Jocina,
You want to try to make your business different too.
what is your competitive advantage? Seeing that now that you say you are aware of it, what is your competitive advantage?
My competitive advantage would be my mom found out that there's a lady, I forget, her name is Christina, and
Yes.
I'm about to get a food truck. I'm
Okay.
about to purchase a food truck, and we have the same treats. We have a lot of the same things, same color schemes. And now I have to upgrade or dial it down. So
Okay.
now I have to change and see what I can do better.
Got you. And I hear the competitiveness in your voice, right? But you will. I trust and believe that no matter what you do, you will be successful. I just hear that in your voice, and I'm continuing to pray for you that that does happen. Yeah, okay.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Now, any other advice you would want to give a young person or an adult that's going into the entrepreneurial venture or entrepreneurial lane?
Education is important. Research is important.
Yes.
Just be ready for anything and don't stop pushing even when you think you're going to fail. There was times where I was baking and I was like, this isn't going to work out. I'm
Yes.
tired. You can do it.
Yes.
Don't second doubt yourself.
Yes. I love it. All right. Any final words?
I think we got everything.
Okay. Listen, the platform is always open to you. I am so grateful. So let's give the listening
I'm honored
audience.
to do this.
Thank you. I'm glad that you agreed to do so. Now let's give them some contact information as to where they could find you, whether it be on Facebook, Instagram, an email address, cell phone number, if they want to place an order.
If you would like to place an order, you can do it through email. Jocina, Jocina Higgins Higgins 2018 @gmail. You can also reach me on Facebook as Jocina Anaya, Jocina Aniah.
And then Instagram.
My Instagram is Anaya Higgins, no spaces, everything is the same. ANIAH Higgins Higgins. And you can also reach me by phone number, which is 609-509-8299.
Excellent. Now listen, how much time do you spend on Instagram with your business?
I don't spend too much time on Instagram because I don't have a lot of followers, but
Okay.
in the moment, I'm actually more trying to build my website.
Okay.
Very hard. I'm trying to get my website started so I won't have to use Instagram or Facebook as much.
Okay.
So I can start linking my website onto Facebook. So I want to get that done.
Yeah.
Everything's a process.
Yeah, I am very proficient on Facebook. Not so much on Instagram, but I want to try to do Instagram better. And maybe I'm trying to find out how can I utilize in the podcast the platform of TikTok. I know I need to be there. I just don't know how as of yet. So if you have any
It's funny you
ideas, let
say
me
that.
know. Yeah.
It's funny you say that because my mom just told me that I should start making TikTok videos of me baking to try to teach people about it too. So
Now I can see you doing that because TikTok seems to be really the space for folks doing that. I can really and I can see your business would grow tremendously. So really teach yourself that, and then you can teach me. But yeah, I'm still trying to find out how I can utilize TikTok. But for your business, oh my God, you would blow up immediately. Not that you're not big now, but I think even faster. Yeah. All right.
absolutely.
Jocina, this has been a pleasure. Anything else you want to share with the listening audience? Oh, I
Keep
forgot.
pushing.
I forgot. I'm sorry. The name of your business again. Wow, I'm sorry. The name of your business again.
My name of my business is Jocina Sweet Treat.
Yes.
And I also want to put out there that I do not just do pastries. I do smoothies, milkshakes, ice cream cakes. I do it all.
Excellent. Listen to the confidence in your voice. No job too small, right?
Nope.
All right.
Everything is from scratch. Nothing is store-bought. Nothing.
Yes.
Everything is from scratch.
Yes. Oh my God, this was fun. Thank you. I love it when the young students. I don't mean it that way. The former students come onto the platform and kind of share where you are. Now I'm going to bring you back. Maybe 6 months from now, a year from now, once you get the truck, and it's going to be a whole nother conversation. So I want folks to know about that as well. Right?
That is completely an honor. I appreciate this.
All right. Listen, let's talk and text. You be well till then.
I will.
All right. Talk to you then. Peace now.
I'll see you then.
Bye-bye.
That concludes another episode of The Entrepreneurial Enclave with Kevin Wortham, the podcast that focuses on building, maintaining, pivoting, planning, and investing in you, the entrepreneur. We hope you found this episode informative and enlightening. If you have any questions or comments about any of our episodes, please call 609-731-9311 or email kevin@minding-our-business.com. We look forward to joining us for our next one. Until next time.